Hello friends, hi, good morning. You know that it is my third video and today in this video we are going to discuss about the poem whose name is Basketful of Moonlight. So before you read or discuss the poem, here is warming up activity, and we know that in that warming up activity there are some general questions which we have known earlier. So you see here are 4 questions in chit chat. So I hope that you all read these questions and try to answer them. These questions are related to our poem. So let's chit chat. And then we have to see the poem whose name is Basketful of Moonlight. This poem is written by Sunil Sharma. Actually, this poem is written in Dogri language, but it is translated into English by Sunil Sharma. Really, it is a very easy poem. It's just described by a child. Means the narrator of this poem is a small child and who is addressing in this poem to his father. So, see the poem Basketful of Moonlight. Listen. O moon, give me moonlight, basketful or 2 baskets full with seeds of moonlight. Now you see in the beginning of this poem here the child addressing to a moon, and he said, O moon, Miss Moon, please listen to me and fulfill my some demands. The child said, give me moonlight. Means he wants something from the moon. He wants moonlight. How? He wants basketful, a basket full or 2 baskets full. 1 or 2 baskets which is filled full of moonlight, with seeds of moonlight. You see, it is a very strange request which urged by a child to the moon. She said, O moon, give me basketful or 2 baskets full of moonlight. Otherwise, we have to give some seeds of moonlight. Now you see in this first lines, here the poem is addressing to moon. And he said, give me basketful or 2 baskets full. So the first line, O moon, give me moonlight, basketful or 2 baskets full, that is the example of alliteration. Basketful or baskets, BB. So it is alliteration. And you see here are no rhyming words. So it is a poem of free verse. If we have seen the whole poem, there are not a proper stanzas. And so there are no proper stanzas, no rhyming pairs, and so there is no rhyming scheme too. So it is a poem which is fully arranged by free verse. Now see the next lines. From the city to my village, on the sides of the path, I want to saw many small, small moons of light. Yes, you see here in the second stanza, here the poet explains why he wants the moonlight from the moon. He said, from the city to my village. You see, actually, this child is living in a village, and his father or many villagers go to city, and then at night they also return back. And when they return back, here the child said, they get darkness. And so he said, from the city to my village, on the sides of the path, I want to saw many small, small moons of light. Means you see here the poet want to do something. He want to saw many small, small moons of light on the path which leads to city to his village. The whole village goes to the city daily to work. Because you see, whole village means villagers, the people who lived in that village, all the village people. The whole village goes to the city daily to work. It becomes dark on its way back. As my village is quite far, the route is tough and full of snakes and scorpions. Neither bus nor cart piles. When my father returns home, I am asleep. Now you see, here the poet said, when the villagers return to my village, return back, at that time there is darkness. And in that darkness, here the child fears that there are so many snakes and scorpions. So many serpentine creatures are there. And so he said, to save from all these creatures, the child wanted to sow. Sow means to plant the seeds of moonlight. And so he said, for my villagers, for my father, when they return late to home, at that time, for their safety, for their enlightened road, he wants to sow some seeds of light. Then you see, he said, neither bus nor cart piles. When my father returns home, I am asleep. And from his village to city, there is no transportation facility. There are neither bus nor cart plies. Ply means to ply. Ply means to and fro. So he said, there are no means of transportation. And so all the villagers and also my father too return home at late night. And so he wanted to light the road. Then he said, and he goes back early in the moonlight, early in the morning while I am sleeping. And then you see, the child said, when I asleep, at that time father came home, and before awakening at the time of morning, my father had gone back. And so I don't meet my father. I don't speak my father. Then he said, O moon, give me a basketful of moonlight on loan. I want to light the dark route so that my father returns early. I too want to hear fairy tales and stories from him. And then you see here, the poet want to do many things with his father. And so he said to the moon that he wanted to light the dark route. And so he said, give him a basketful of moonlight on loan. If you don't give him freely, then give him on loan. Because the child wanted to listen some fairy tales and stories from his father. And so he urged to moon to give him a basketful of moonlight on loan. O moon, give me a basketful of moonlight. I want to sow seeds of moon on the sides of the path. Yes, you see, he said when he will get some seeds of moon, then he will sow them two sides of the path where his villagers to and fro. Means for the safety of his villagers and also his father, he wanted to get a basketful or two baskets full of moonlight from the moon. So that is a very small and a simple poem which is written by Sunil Sharma. Now you see here in a margin space, here are some questions, and then after this poem there is another section that is English workshop. So students, I hope that after listening this poem you have to solve all the questions, all the activities which are given there in English workshop. So I hope that we have to understand this poem. So thank you. Bye.